Greetings and salutations to our well-respected judges, teachers who teach us this beautiful Orthodox way of life, and fellow classmates. Today I'm going to take you on a journey that takes you through periods of time in where Christianity suffered violence. Just imagine, it's your regular Wednesday night Bible study. You are sitting with your fellow parishioners learning about the Word of God. Suddenly, a shady-looking teenager walks in the room with a rapid trigger finger and a .45 Glock. Pow, 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 pow is all you hear as he is spraying bullets everywhere. Then you look at your friends lying on the ground, lifeless. This is exactly what happened at Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina, just last year. Why was this done? Who would do this? This was done because gunman Dylan Roof had his own agenda. His agenda was to start a race war in the church. We obviously know that a race war is an awful idea. Not only, Jesus taught us to love all, not only those who love us, but those who hate us. In Mark 12:31, Jesus gives the commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. You can obviously see that any form of violence and hate in or out of the church is directly against the word of Jesus. Now this terrible issue isn't a new thing. Let's turn the clock way, way back to the year 350 AD. You're quietly praying in church. Your priest is preaching the word of God. Suddenly, an unknown group of people rush in. Their eyes are on the altar. They attack the priest and strangle him to death with his own vestments. These people were Arians, and the deceased priest, St. Paul the Confessor. Arianism is, in short, a heresy that rejects the divinity of Jesus Christ. The Arians' agenda was that they wanted their own incorrect teachings to become the doctrine of the church. Those who did not agree would be like St. Paul the Confessor, killed. You see, unfortunately, this awful issue is not a new thing. Now let's go even further back in time, to the time of Jesus' crucifixion. Here we see the Jewish scribes and Pharisees with their own violent agenda. Their agenda was to eliminate Jesus because they thought of him to be a threat to their own incorrect way of thinking. The Jewish people even began abandoning the teachings of the Pharisees and scribes, and instead following Jesus and the true faith. The scribes and Pharisees had to get rid of their power, get rid of the threat to their power, Jesus. Eventually, they got what they wanted. When Jesus was deep in prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane, soldiers took him away. They beat him and they tortured him, all up until his crucifixion. But Christianity did not die with Jesus on the cross. It stood the test of time, fueled by Jesus' resurrection. And of course, we still practice it today. We all know that violence is a devastating issue, especially when it occurs in the church. Jesus warned us that violence will occur to those who follow him. In Matthew 10:16, Jesus tells the disciples, "Behold, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves." There will be violence. How should a Christian react to this violence? Should we let the wolves eat us up? Jesus continues in Matthew by saying, "Therefore be as wise as serpents, but as harmless as doves." We will not win over violence with more violence. St. Paul says in his letter to the Romans, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Yes, we must act against violence, but not in a violent way. We also must pray for not only the victims, but also those who cause the violence. Remember what Jesus said in Matthew 5:44. "But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be the sons of your Father in heaven." Thank you and have a wonderful day.